So Taylor Swift's future brother-in-law, Jason Kelce, ruffled feathers recently when he ranted on his New Heights podcast about how he hates baseball and the Blue Jays. Right? You might say that he needs to calm down, right? He went on to say teams just buy World Series championships. So the big question is, do you agree that the World Series was bought? Wow. Davis, since you are our guest, we're gonna throw things over to you first.
I didn't like the shade on Toronto and Canada.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
We didn't like it either.
You know what, I think that the first thing I'll say is it seems that he's just a little bitter because he's the ugly little brother. Just saying.
We're starting off petty. I love
Just
it, Davis.
Nah, look, I think he talks about buying teams, and that's the landscape of sports. Like if you can pay for it, then pay for it. And they did that. I give the Dodgers credit. They bought their team, but look how much the Dodgers spent on their team compared to what we spent, and we should have beat their butt. So that's another thing. So I don't mind. I don't mind.
He's allowed to not care about baseball, just like anyone is allowed to not care about football. So he's allowed to have that opinion.
Absolutely.
What I didn't like about this was this idea that he was saying, why should I get excited about a Canadian baseball team?
Yes.
Americans have such a reputation about not caring about anybody outside of their own orbits.
Yeah.
And this is a reputation that is upheld by comments like this. It's just like, why should I know about that? It's not in America. And I just hate them reinforcing that. Not to mention the fact that the majority of the Blue Jays are American, you ding-dong.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
Get out of here.
Hey, if you need an assistant sports commentator, I'd like to present Cynthia Loyst.
I know nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing at all.
Let me make a phone call. I'll make a phone call.
I know a few people, right?
What do you think, Jess? What do you think about make of his comments?
Sorry. Well, as an expert on all sports, I felt the same way you did. Like, it rubbed me the wrong way. It felt maybe like he was not bragging, because I did look up the stats of the NFL, sort of, what do you call that? Not a paycheck.
Like his contract?
No. Payroll.
Payroll, yeah.
So there are 32 teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
I looked that up. Just so you know.
Nice job.
And the Eagles, he plays for the Eagles.
Yes, he did.
He
He's
played.
retired.
He used to.
He played, and they won last year, the Super Bowl.
They did, yeah.
And the Eagles are 20th down on the 32 teams. So I think for him, it's almost like a badge of honor. Like, look, we're number 20 when it comes to payroll, not number 1. So we didn't have to buy anything. He's kind of playing like that. But I agree with you. It's sort of like, well, kind of, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but not always.
No,
and that's the
not
thing.
always.
And for anybody, I'm not a sports aficionado either, but I know there are plenty of teams, to your point, that do this in different leagues, and it doesn't always work. You can put all the money in and still not win the pennant. So, and if anybody should know that, it should be somebody who spent his entire life suiting up and running around with a bunch of millionaires so he can catch a ball, so he can hoist up a trophy and hold a ring. You know, his comment to me just proves that. You know, I know this podcast space is opened up to everybody, but not everybody deserves to be behind a mic. Because when you, as a former professional athlete, use your huge platform, thanks to your brother's fiance, to... Otherwise, would you know who he is? Most people wouldn't know who he is. I'm just saying, him and his wife, I'm just saying, right? When you use your platform to... I'm sorry, it's Friday. To like really say something negative about an entire country. Why would you do that? Like, the comments, actually, you know, we have some of the comments that people wrote after he posted that on his TikTok. With that logic, no one in Canada should care about any NFL teams, because who cares about American teams, right?
Yeah.
There was another one, Jason betraying all the Canadians, what do we do to you? And here's this other one, Jason hating on the Jays makes me sad. 1,700 people like that, and I'm sure there are more.
Yeah.
So to me, this is a lesson for him. It's like, if you're gonna be in this space, you better learn to be polite, like us Canadians, to all of your fans who help you take a check for that podcast that you have. You're not on the field anymore. You're in a different field. So he needs to learn that.